Hi there, Zig here. Um, so for our week 11 assignment, we had to create a Tic Tac Toe game um, using HTML, element of our choice, um, and whenever a cell in the grid is clicked, either an X or an O should appear, as you can see here. Uh, we had to make sure we had a heading identifying exactly what it is that people were looking at. And we also had to create a button that would clear everything on the board, just like when you're playing a tic-tac-toe game, for the next game to take place, that everything needs to be gone. And we had certain rules that had to be applied when a player has one on the board. We should be able to see an announcement of who that player was. And we had to incorporate elements of CSS and Bootstrap and so on. So in short, that was all the rules that we had to follow. And what you're looking at here is my JavaScript file where I created multiple different functions, to start the game. I created functions, to handle, each and every click. I also created the function where, once the player who has won has been identified, then a message had to come up, to say who won or whether or not the game ended in the draw. And I also added a few other functions, to hover over, as you were looking at the grid for the game itself. But I want to go back up to the beginning of the JavaScript file where we had just learned how to manipulate the DOM about a couple of weeks ago. In this game, I'm sure wanted to make sure that we actually knew how to do this. If you're looking here, manipulating the DOM, you know, I use different things like, ID tags to make sure, I could pull things from the HTML file and whatnot. So then moving on to my HTML file itself, which I probably should have started with that. But anyway, it's a perfect segue to talk about it. You will see how you have all the different divs. So for each and every cell here, they have a div and a class, and all of those are identified right here. And then I also added the div to encapsulate the button as well as the warning message, both of which you will be seeing in my CSS file. And of course, just like we have learned, how to link our CSS file to HTML, all that has been done. So now moving on to the CSS file itself, all of these were styling that had to be done to make sure that this looks exactly how it looks as you're seeing on the left side of the screen. I won't go into each and every section, but I wanted to quickly show you how the game actually works before I run out of my 5 minutes. So let's go ahead and just refresh this. So, I made sure to start with player X. And as you can see on the bottom, there's nothing right now as I scroll all the way to the bottom. But if player X start, then of course, it's O's turn now. I'm gonna go ahead and have X win the first round just to show, the winning message that pops up, and then I'll do a draw. So O goes, and then X goes again, and then O goes, and X. And as we know, diagonally, that's a win. So player X wins. And then it says play again. And then the button pops up and you can restart it to actually wipe out everything. And it goes back to the beginning again, as everything has been wiped out. And for that, I had to use the remove method to make sure that all the elements and its children, its child elements, not its children, the child elements were removed. So if I do X, and I'll go ahead and do a draw here. Nope. So that's a draw. Then the message bar pops up. It is a draw, and then of course it prompts the user to go ahead and restart to clear everything. As a whole, and in short, this was the game. It's tic tac toe. Everybody knows how to play, and we just had to make sure that we coded that in JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. Make sure that it looks good. Alrighty. Thank you.